Assalamu alaikum ya jama'a. So last time we were talking about the Arabic script. What's the difference between the Arabic script and the Latin script? It's basically just that in the Arabic script we don't write short vowels. We only write long vowels and consonants. Well, next thing is the problem with the long vowels, long A, long E and long U. Those three which exist in the Arabic language, or at least in the script language, are written with the letters Alif, Ya and Waw, but these three letters can also be read as consonants, the Ya as Y, the Waw as W, and the Alif as the consonant is a plosive sound like B or T or P or K, but more downside here. It is present in many languages, but it's not written in the Latin script, as you can see here. They needed to invent this sign to somehow represent it, but in Arabic it is this plosive, this consonant, is written with the letter Alif. But, well, according to that logic, we could, for example, take Sa'ala, he asked, and then we cut off the short vowels, the short A, and what remains is the consonants S, and now we can transform this formula into the Arabic script. The S is written with the letter Sin, the with the letter Alif, and the L with the letter Lam, Sa'ala. Well, the thing is that nowadays this is outdated. It is outdated to represent the sound with the Alif. This is not correct to say it like that anymore. The thing is, long story short, in Arabs used to represent this sound also with the letters Ya and Waw, especially in the middle of the word, but sometimes even at the end of the word. So sometimes when they wanted to represent this sound, they wrote it with Alif, sometimes with Ya, and sometimes with Waw. And so they invented a new sign, the so-called Hamza. And then they wrote it above the Alif or the Ya, which then gets no points. At least nowadays it doesn't get the two dots, or the Waw. It looks like that. The thing is, nowadays it is better if we just look at the Hamza as the thing itself. The Hamza is the letter which represents the sound and the letters on which it sits are only fashion. The Ham, because many times the Hamza is too much of a coward to sit on the line by itself. So it likes to take the Alif or Ya or Waw as a chair to sit on them. And now we must look at some rules. First, at the beginning of the word. By the way, Sa'ala, now we must write it the correct way, like this. We must write the Hamza, now it's correct. But the Hamza in the middle of the word is the most complicated part, so let's first look at how the Hamza is written at the beginning of the word. So, this is very easy. At the beginning of the word, the Hamza wants to sit on the Alif. For example, we could say Arsala, which means he sent. Same procedure as always, we cut off the short vowels. What remains is the consonants. The Hamza, which at the beginning takes an Alif as a chair, then the Ra, represented by the letter Ra, then S, the letter sin, and l, the letter lam. Other example would be usbur. What does usbur mean? Usbur means weak. Now let's cut off this short vowel here, this short u, and Hamza, s, b, long u, a. Now let's transform it, this formula, into the Arabic script. And we have the Hamza at the beginning of the word, and we have the s, then the b, then long u represented by the letter waw, usbu, and then the r represented by the letter ain. By the way, maybe the most difficult sound in the Arabic language, the r, which is represented by the letter ain. Now at the beginning of the word, the Hamza wants to sit on the alif, usbur. Well, looks a little stupid. Let's write it more upside, like this. I think many times Arabs don't even write the Hamza at the beginning of the word. I mean, it's clear. They just write the alif. I mean, it's clear that there must sit a Hamza both of it. You know, a syllable or a word cannot start with just or u. There must be a before it, even if you don't know that because you're used to the Latin script. But actually, there is always, when a syllable starts with a vowel, there must be the sound before it. You don't say usbur, but usbur. So it is clear, but maybe they just don't write the Hamza at the beginning of the word because they are too lazy and they have no idea how to write it. Well, one exception is if at the beginning of the word, after the Hamza follows an E vowel, like in Iran, which means the land of Iran, well, we cannot really cut off something. All vowels are long, but as routine, let's write it again. So the Hamza, then the long E, we take the letter yeah for the long E, then r, long a, normal alif, naked alif, then n, and now the Hamza wants to sit on an alif, right? But in this case, when an E vowel follows, no matter if it's long or short, here in this case it's long, the Hamza wants to sit under the alif. That's how you write Iran, or Iran in Arabic, in the Arabic script. What else could be complicated about the Hamza at the beginning of the word? Well, what I'm going to show you now is not especially connected to the. It can also occur at the middle, in the middle, or at the end of the word. But I think in many times it's important for for the beginning of the word. We do have some space here left. And is what is if after the Hamza a long R follows? I mean, especially at the beginning of the word, but it can also happen in the middle of the word. When the important thing is just the idea the Hamza sits on the alif. Okay, at the beginning of the word it will do it in any way, and then follows a long A, which is also written with an alif, with a naked alif. What will we do? The problem is this looks stupid, doesn't look nice with two alifs, so the Arabs decided to shorten it with one alif, which is this wave above, which is called madda. That's how you write it. For this one, you can take the example of Adam, which was the first man, the first prophet in Islam. Adam, right? So what can you cut off? We can cut off this A because it's short. And what remains is this. Now let's transform it into the Arabic script again. We have learned that this piece, precisely this piece, is written with this alif with a wave above it, the so-called madda. And let's write it. And then the d with the letter dal, and the m with the letter mim. Adam. So it is just agreed to shorten this, precisely this combination, this one, like this. And even this is something most Arabs don't understand. They think that, that's why many people who learn Arabic, that this is some kind of magic, but although it's just a stupid shortening for this one. And we'll see in the next video how it will be if the Hamza is in the middle of the word, and this is a little more complicated than the role it plays at the beginning of the word, or the way how to write it in the middle of the word. Until then, ma'as salama.